In this video, we're going to discuss the Prepper drone, which leverages the Dji Mavic Mini in combination with the Dronelink autonomous flight software to use for either neighborhood watch or SHTF perimeter surveillance. Let's get started. Now, just as a heads up, I don't really like drones all too much. I think they're a little bit creepy, especially if there's just tons of them flying around your neighborhood. However, they do exist in today's world, so I'm going to try to leverage them for my own preparedness planning as best as possible. So this video is not made for experienced drone pilots or even hobbyists. This is a deep dive look into how to leverage drones for emergency preparedness planning. Back in 2014, I made a short video called "Are You Prepared for Drones?" One of my friends had a drone at the time, and I thought it was both cool and a little scary. But it got me thinking about drones, how they would be used in the future, and how they could be leveraged for emergency preparedness purposes. So I've been interested in them ever since, but I haven't wanted to pull the trigger due to the high cost. Back then, their price tag was around the $1,500 range. So several years passed, and then I did a live stream with Charlie Hogwood from Survival Dispatch. We talked about drones for about an hour and discussed drone capabilities and model recommendations in great detail. Link in the description box. This live stream happened around the time of Chaz and the rioting and civil unrest that was going on in Seattle. So after conducting that live stream and doing some research on my own, I eventually settled on the Dji Mavic Mini. I went with the Fly More package, which includes 3 batteries, a charger, and bumpers for $500. This is an inexpensive entry-level drone. It includes a remote control that you connect your smartphone to, and it also includes a storage case with extra parts like joysticks and propeller wings. The Mavic Mini's main feature is its takeoff weight at 249 grams, which is proudly displayed on the airframe. It's just a bit less than the 250 grams or 8.8 ounces threshold at which you're required to register with the FAA before flying outdoors in the United States. The Mavic Mini is also super small. It's just about the same weight as a smartphone and fits in the palm of your hand. Because of its small size, it also has a different advantage, and that's a longer flight time. The Mavic Mini could stay in the air for up to 30 minutes on a fully charged battery. A lot of the larger drones could only stay up for around 20 minutes. Due to its small size and light weight, in addition to the capabilities that it provides for you, this could also be something that you might want to consider including in a bug-out bag, especially if you focused on comms. I could see a comms-focused prepper really leveraging this by including an Anker USB external battery to help keep it fully charged at all times. Maybe also including a solar panel to keep it charged. As part of your home preps, if the grid is down and you have no electricity in your home, you could still power this thing using something like the Inergy solar power platform. And if you're concerned a little bit about EMPs, you could also put this inside of a Mission Darkness Faraday bag. Now you need to be sure that you have a dedicated smartphone with the DJI app installed and configured. But once you're all set with that, it's basically small enough to include in a backpack, and you could use it for various comms purposes. Some applications of use that a prepper could theoretically use this for is 1, looking for mobs of people like rioters, assessing the damage of an area after a catastrophic event, such as a hurricane or volcanic eruption, and you could also use it just as a lookout for evacuation routes. With a 2.5 mile HD video transmission range, this gives you a lot of capabilities, and could help keep you far away from any impending danger by leveraging the drone to do the surveillance for you. The Dji Mavic Mini does have some limitations. Number 1, it doesn't have any sort of forward or rear obstacle sensors. It only has a downward sensor. So without the forward and rear obstacle sensors, it's just going to run into a building if you tell it to. A lot of the other larger drones have sensors that will help detect those kind of objects, and it won't do that. So this drone would definitely run into a building, run into a tree, or any other kind of obstacle that's in its way if you tell it to. So because of that, it's recommended that you set the max altitude to be higher than any trees or structure near the home point. It's also very important to keep the drone in your line of sight or have someone else with you to spot the drone. Since this drone is so lightweight, it could also be affected by winds. You start receiving high wind warnings at around 15 miles per hour. The Dji Mavic Mini does have some cool features. Again, it has a 2.5 mile HD video transmission range. Your videos could be stored in an onboard micro SD card. It takes 2.7K video and 12 megapixel photos. You have gimbal stabilization. It includes a Find My Drone feature, just in case it gets lost. And it also has a return to home feature. So if it starts running out of batteries and it doesn't think that it's going to make it home, it's going to just return home automatically. With that 249 gram weight, a lot of that's just the battery itself. It's pretty amazing how lightweight the Dji Mavic Mini is. It's basically like a mini transformer where you could fold in the wings and store it in the palm of your hand. So I decided to invest in the Dji Mavic Mini after having that live stream with Survival Dispatch, in addition to the low cost at $500 for the Fly More package, and then when everything was going on in Seattle with the whole Chaz thing. There was a lot of civil unrest going on, and rioters were even threatening to go into the suburbs, which looks to be something that's even happening right now. Now, a lot of people say when they talk about drones that, hey, if I see that thing, I'm going to shoot it down. The default maximum flight height for the Mavic Mini is 120 meters, or greater than the length of a football field, which could also be increased to 500 meters by changing the settings in the DJI Fly app. The fastest horizontal speed that the Mavic Mini could reach is 13 meters per second in sport mode. So if you're able to shoot one down at 120 meters at 13 meters a second using your handgun, you're a daisy if you do. The DJI Mavic Mini is very easy to fly manually. If you've ever played a video game on a console station like the Xbox, you'll have no problems flying the DJI Mavic Mini. The joystick is very intuitive. You're able to adjust the gimbal camera to look straight ahead, or you could have it look 90 degrees straight down. I've been having a blast taking it on various manual flights around the area. There are apps available that could help tell you where the safe areas in your region are to fly. You definitely want to make sure that you fly safely, follow all the rules, and even take some classes. However, things start getting really cool when you start thinking about autonomous flight. So for autonomous flight, including programming waypoints, I've been using Dronelink. This is very similar to DJI's Quick Shots, which isn't supported on the DJI Mavic Mini, but Dronelink is. Dronelink is software for drones that allows you to plan, test, and fly autonomous missions. It works with iOS, Android, or on the web and acts as a virtual pilot, sending stick commands in real time using the DJI remote controller. You could set up missions in advance that are automatically linked to the app in your smartphone or tablet, or you could create them on the fly in the field. Dronelink works awesome with the DJI Mavic Mini and just opens up so many doors for you. In order to keep the drone under 250 grams, many people believe that the DJI gave the Mavic Mini less capabilities, which explained why it didn't have advanced features like object tracking, quick shots, and waypoints. Because Dronelink uses a custom flight controller that performs all of the calculations in real time on your mobile device, older smartphones may not be able to handle the operation. If it's not able to handle it, you're going to receive an older device warning. I've been using it on a Google Pixel 2 and it's been working just fine. Now, just as a quick heads up, there is a steep learning curve with Dronelink. Dronelink is not an app that you're just going to open and start using right away. So it took me a few days to get the hang of it. The Dronelink developers put together an extensive library of video tutorials that guide you through the process of mastering Dronelink's autonomous flight planning. If you go through these tutorials, it'll help you understand the components and logic behind Dronelink's mission planning and will save you from serious aggravation. All you have to do is go to the Dronelink website and set up a Dronelink account. I've been using the Hobbyist account, which is a $20 one-time fee. This is designed for recreational missions, web-based mission planning, on-the-fly functions. You have access to the video tutorials and community forums. They also have a pro and a team plan, but that is a monthly fee. After you have your Hobbyist account, you could create a mission and begin adding from a large suite of components. Components are basically the actions that the drone could do. Here's a few of the components that they have available. Command, which allows you to send a drone, camera, or gimbal command, like look down 90 degrees. You also have destination, which programs it to fly to a specific location. You have heading to point the drone in a specific direction. Orbit is really cool. It allows you to fly the drone in a circle around a point of interest, like your home. So you could have the drone looking down at your home and orbiting it for a period of time. You also have path, which allows you to fly the drone along a path defined by a series of waypoints. So for emergency preparedness planning, that could be right outside your home, down the street, at the stop sign, over at a neighbor's home, and wherever else that you might want to go. Those are all waypoints. There's a rotation component, which rotates the drone for a specific amount of time. So you could program it to slowly spin 360 degrees above your home to see the overall region. You also have a wait component, which allows you to wait for a specified time period before executing more commands. So basically, you're just going to combine all of these various components for a series of things that you want to do, and then that's your mission. You can name your mission Neighborhood Watch, SHTF Surveillance, Go Fly to So-and-so's house to see how they're doing, and more. So using this suite of components, I've been creating multiple missions that are intended to be deployed for SHTF situations, such as providing overhead surveillance of my home from multiple angles, patrolling the entry locations for my street, and performing a general neighborhood watch. You could preview your mission using the Dronelink software. You could play it in real time, 2x or 4x speeds. This will help ensure that your mission is exactly how you would like it to look. Ensure that your max altitude is set higher to any of the trees in your area. By the way, if you happen to receive an ArcGIS API failed to load message when trying to preview the mission, make sure that the web browser setting use hardware acceleration when available is not disabled. I ran into this problem initially, but got it resolved by going through the various forums. Once everything is ready to go, just open up the Dronelink app from your device just like you normally would with the DJI Fly app, press go, and then watch your DJI Mavic Mini take off on its autonomous mission. I was pretty amazed with how quickly it flies when run by a program. It can fly so much swifter and cleaner than I could control it manually, but it definitely gives off a Skynet vibe. When your drone is done with its mission, make sure that you program it to return home. During a real SHTF situation, you may want to have it land away from your home. However, these things do move pretty quickly if need be, and you could have it cut across the neighborhood rather than going along the street path to make it tougher for someone to track by foot. Dronelink plus the DJI Mavic Mini has been a game changer for my SHTF neighborhood monitoring capabilities. Technically, you could be sitting at your TV for 30 minutes watching your drone footage from the comfort of your couch by casting your phone display to your TV as it goes on its pre-programmed mission. That is so cool. That's going to do it for this video featuring using the DJI Mavic Mini in combination with Dronelink for emergency preparedness purposes. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. I provided links in the description box below for the DJI Mavic Mini, the Dronelink software, in addition to some helpful videos. This tiny little drone, in addition to the autonomous flight software, has really upped the game for my neighborhood surveillance planning. For long-term storage, it can be included with my comms module and be stored in a Faraday bag, along with some additional charging capabilities. So if we were ever in a grid-down situation, I could take this out and then use it for various surveillance purposes. Again, it's so small and lightweight that it could theoretically be included in a bug-out bag, especially for someone that's heavily focused towards comms. So leave your comments below in the comment section regarding this video. I imagine that many of you have additional ideas for how a drone with autonomous flight could be leveraged for emergency preparedness planning. I'm most likely going to include some follow-up videos to this one, such as deep diving into the Dronelink software. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comment section. So leave your comments below in the comments section. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video featuring the Prepper drone. See you next time.